I'm going to write a script that trades using the exponential moving average. The logic is pretty simple, but my goal with this is to build your understanding so that you may write your own trading strategy. If you've just created a Tuned account, your interface may look like this. I'm going to close the portfolio and chart tabs so that I can focus on the editor. On Tuned, you have the ability to script in TuneScript, which is our native language, or PineScript, which is what I'll be using. I'm also going to delete that. Now, the first thing you'll want to do when writing in PineScript is to define the version and the strategy name. So on line 1, I'm saying use PineScript version 4, which is what Tuned supports. And on line 2, I'm saying create a strategy with the title exponential moving average with overlay true. And overlay refers to drawing lines or plots. Because it's set to true, those will appear on the price chart and not below it in a separate graph. Next, I'm going to define my inputs. So on line 5, I'm defining a variable called EMA length with a default value of 20. Now I'm going to write my indicator. So what line 8 tells me is I'm creating a series of data called EMA using the exponential moving average function built into PineScript that takes the closing price of every candle and uses the length I defined above. The reason I want this to be an input, I could easily write 20, but the reason I want this to be an input is because I don't know if 20 is the best value, and so I want to leave this open. Next, I'm going to define my conditions. So on lines 11 and 12, I'm defining true or false variables. The way this works is that as soon as close crosses over our exponential moving average, buy will become true for one candle. Likewise with sell, as soon as the price crosses below our exponential moving average, I'm going to trigger, or this will trigger true for a moment. Next are my plots. And so what this is saying is I want to take my EMA data from line 8, call it EMA line, with the color white, and give it a line width of 2 pixels. So this is what's going to, because overlay is set to true, this is what's going to appear on my price chart. I should note that a plot isn't necessary for the indicator to work, but it's a nice visual cue for us. Next, I'm going to write my signals. So lines 18 and 19 are what's actually telling Tuned to buy or sell. Line 18, we have strategy order using strategy.long because they're different types of orders. When buy equals true, or it's written as when equals buy. And on line 19, we're saying close the position when sell equals true. So that's a script. If I save it quickly. If I want to access my script again, I can simply click this drop down and select it from here. Or I can open the strategy library, which shows my strategies, my favorites. Public strategies are things that I've written and published. And so the community library here is a collection of things that other people have published. If you click this plus icon, it'll import it to your editor here, and you can save it to your library. Going back to my EMA script, I can now update the preview, which should show up on the chart. And so as you can see, this white line is my exponential moving average, and based on the logic I said, it buys and sells accordingly. So with this candle here, it crossed above, and so it bought. This concludes part 1 of our 0 to 1 series. In the next video, I'm going to take the same strategy made here and test it on historic data.